Just about the time of the attack, I happened to be listening to the local radio, putting on my necktie, and all of a sudden this commentator started getting berserk. And he's saying, Pearl Harbor is being attacked. The Japs are bombing us. Got on, looked towards Pearl Harbor, and my God, the puffs, anti-aircraft. And all of a sudden, 3 planes flew over us, gray with the red dot on the wings. I knew my life had changed.
American citizens of Japanese ancestry were looked on with suspicion and fear and with outright hatred simply because we happen to look like the people that bombed Pearl Harbor.
When December 7th happened, about a month later, about Christmas, New Year's time, the government of the United States announced that Japanese citizens and otherwise were to be designated 4C. 1A is physically fit, 4F is no. 4C is enemy alien.
On February 1942, the President of the United States, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, ordered all Japanese Americans on the west coast of America to be summarily rounded up, with no charges, with no trial, with no due process.
On the day I departed from the family, I left the family home to become a soldier. My father said, "This country has been good to you. If it means you must give your life for it, so be it, but do so with honor." And then he said, "Whatever you do not dishonor the family or the country." He did not use the word honor itself, but it meant the same. He said, "Don't bring shame." I remember, and he pointed a rifle at me, and I could see in the muzzle a grenade, one of those grenade launchers. And I thought, oh boy, he's going to fire at me and my whole body will explode. You know. He fired, and he, thank God, was a lousy shot. He hit my elbow. At that time, I had a grenade in my right hand, and I was about to throw that, and that's when I saw him, and he shot my elbow. And this part I remember. I looked around for the grenade, because the pin had already been pulled and men were in the back of me and I didn't want them to get shot at, so I'm looking around and all of a sudden I look at my arm is dangling and the grenade is firmly in the grip. You know, your muscles get frozen, I think. So I went to law school. I became assistant prosecutor. When the territorial office became available, I ran for that office. And when statehood came along, I got to Congress.
This Tuesday was, in many ways, a day like any other. The sun rose, the sun set. The great work of our democracy carried on. But in a fundamental sense, it was different. It was the first day in many of our lives, certainly my own, that the halls of the United States Congress were not graced by the presence of Daniel Inouye.